Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi, and we are today talking about the desperation of DC Comics and what they're going to do facing forward publishing. We're going to get to that. But obviously, manga is the thing that is selling. Now, there's been talks that people interested in buying Warner Brothers, and that will include the comic book division. And just like when AT&T was looking to buy DC Comics, just buying Warner Brothers, DC Comics, and all of that, working at DC Comics during that time, there were a lot of publishing initiatives that started to change. The YA push, let's make books on all the Hanna-Barbera library characters that we don't do anything with, but technically IP that we own, but let's do something with it all of a sudden. Let's do Walmart deals. All of these things were kind of done during the in preparation for the acquisition. And why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because it makes you look as a publisher like you have more of a grasp on the actual publishing market, that you're doing other publishing initiatives, that you're doing outreach, because in the end, it's the properties that matter, not the actual publishing. So if you're getting into Walmart, in theory, you're saying, hey guys, DC Comics, Batman, we make comics, hey, buy the t-shirt, buy the toy, buy on aisle 5, buy this. So manga is what's selling. We've all talked about this. We talked about the horrible numbers, how the American comic book industry has been taking credit, like the Beat, the Shill Media, about like, hey, those manga numbers, those are our numbers. Well, guess what? Now the publishers are really leaning into it. Now DC Comics is shrinking down their books. A lot of big hits here, like Hush, Watchmen, All-Star Superman, shrinking these things down to a manga size or similar size, slightly bigger than manga. And the price point, $9.99. Why is that important? Because that's the average manga price, $9.99. So obviously DC Comics thinks, well, let's go to where the fans are that we ran off. We ran off fans and they turned on to manga with pencils down, diversity pushes, wokeness. We ran them off, and now we're going to go dig up some classic hits and go sit it next to One Punch Man. How's that going to work?
So for people who remember, they released the sales results for 2022. This is from Comic Con themselves. So for anyone who say, yeah, all this alt-right talking points, blah, blah, blah. Well, manga dominates 79% of the entire American comic book industry sales. Think about that. Manga eating all your lunches, yo. So almost every 4 out of 5 books sold in the comic book industry in America is a manga. DC must be scratching their chin and thinking, how do we get a slice of that manga market? I know. Let's shrink our books down to almost manga size. Manga is about 5 by 7.5, so this is 5.5 by 8.5. So what you call the standard digest size for books in America. So they think, because it's almost manga size, surely when the retailers stock it on the shelves, they put it next to the manga because, they're all about the same size. They're all for kids because, manga is for kids, y'all. So an interesting thing, as Shane pointed out, is the price point of $9.99. $9.99 is the standard price point for manga. And we all know manga is black and white. They may be thinking, well, instead of just getting black and white for $9.99, we'll give you full colors for $9.99. Now, I see one very major issue, though. A lot of these books here, things like Court of Owls with Greg Capullo on art duties, or Superman with Frank Quitely, and you can see, of course, Hush with Jim Lee. All these artists are artists you must enjoy on a bigger scale, ideally in an artist edition. So for some reason, they want to shrink it down to digest size. And we already know the lettering for American comic is really very small. So when you print it in this digest size, you know what happens, right? You got to basically go in and re-letter the book, cover up artwork with the lettering. And I really cannot see the appeal for anyone trying to buy this stuff at this point, honestly. Like, the art would be ruined, the story would be shrinky-dinky and all that. So, hey.
I really want to point this out. There is absolutely no evidence yet that these books will be re-lettered. So they may just expect you to get a magnifying glass out to read this. I have no idea. The reason I say that is this publishing initiative right now, it's all old rope. They're not having to spend any money. There's no new covers. There's no other. I mean, maybe if they maybe are skipping out on lettering. This is really just a desperate shot, but it's a very cheap shot, meaning like they don't really have to spend money on this. They're literally just leaving this in the dryer too long and it's shrinking in the wash. That's it. It's just shrinking down. All the pages are drawn. They're all inked. They're all colored. It's been written. It's been read to hell. And this is a really poor initiative, and I'm gonna tell you why. First off, they ran customers off. Okay. I mean, that's it. You ran people off, and then you're going to go sell classic hits. Like, you don't make Hush anymore. You don't make All Star Superman anymore. You don't make books like Watchmen. Our sector here, they're throwing some woke shit in there because that's what they've been making. And they desperately need to sell some woke shit. Why do they need to sell some woke shit in all of these hits? Why are they planting that one seed in here? Well, I'll tell you why. Very simple, because they follow up with another Superman volume, another Batman volume, Wonder Woman volume or something like that. It's going to start becoming the stuff that they've been turning out over the last 10 years. The same comics that ran people off to the manga industry, the American readers that went over to manga. And everybody's going to say it's because of the shutdown. It's this, pencils. That. No, it wasn't. It was content. It all started with the Marvel all new, all different woke content. And then DC followed, trying to be progressive, trying to bend these characters to an audience that really doesn't want to buy them, that happens to be a loud majority on Twitter. And you ran the old fans off, and now you're chasing those fans to please come back, please come back. Look, we're going to sit next to the thing you're reading now. Chances are they already read this stuff. This is like, hey, yeah, I remember when DC Comics was good. Yeah. Why am I going to buy Hush again?
All right, let me offer this perspective. As a parent, I may one day want to bring my child to the manga section and say, "Oh, look at all this manga. Oh, look, there's Superman right there. I used to read Superman when I was your age. Let me buy a copy of it for you to read." And then maybe that's DC's plan. They want to get the child reading some Superman books when they're over in the manga section, and they think, "Oh yeah, we'll convert them into a floppy reader 10 years down the road." That could be their game plan. Who knows?
Not with the $9.99 price point and a single issue skyrocketing to $5.99. This isn't going to push people into those single floppies. Could DC Comics keep collecting and have success like manga? That's another point I want to point out. No, because with manga, there's a consistency in the art team. Following up this Superman, if they start just printing Superman books, they're going to be completely inconsistent. Nobody knows where to begin and end. There's not going to be a volume 1 to 20 or anything like that, because DC Comics really hasn't put a big initiative in any creator like that with a character. They don't. Maybe you get 12 issues of Jim Lee on Batman with Jeff Loeb. They're off to something else, or they already working on another team, or they move on to Superman. So this isn't going to have the same results and success that manga has. Manga has a creative team that usually stays on a manga from beginning to the ending. And there's why do creators do that? Because there's actually some participation and ownership in the property, which the American comic industry doesn't do. If you guys will, please hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Let me know what you think about the desperate state of DC Comics, decimated DC, if you will. And also, Axcend the Level Up is funding. Go check out our creator-owned endeavors over here at 9 Lives Comics. Check out the smash hit books coming to you from Shane Davis and Yanzi Lin. And I'll leave you guys with a trailer for this smash hit book.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.